Welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC and then the current price action of BTC. We're also going to talk about XRP. XRP is starting to look great again, which is very interesting, right? So, but before we get started, right, let's take a look at the coin market cap very quick. Nothing has changed according to coin market cap. I mean, market is pretty slow. Just very slow volatility. BTC is trying to hold just about 5200, right? Ripple XRP, one of the biggest gainer in the top 10, right? So everything red pretty much. Only XRP and is up 3%, right? That's pretty good. BTC only up 0.5%, and then so that's Ethereum, right? So nothing has changed. The total market cap is just about 177 billion, right? BTC dominance still the same, right? 40 billion volume, so 24-hour volume. So let's take a look at the XRP volume first of all, see if something is up. Let's take a look at it. Volume chart. Probably getting like high volume now, so let's see if volume is going up. As you can see, like I'm looking for a at least a 1.8 billion volume. It is just about 1 billion right now, so it is pretty good, right? So you can see like 1 billion USD, right? So it is pretty good. So we're most likely gonna see some upticking like from XRP, like starting from like 1 billion and upward. So let's say we get 1.8 billion, we're most likely gonna break this area of 36, right? 36. So because we needed like 1.3 billion to get to this area. So let's hope we're gonna get 1.8 billion, right? So hopefully very soon. Let's go back to BTC first of all before we talked about XRP, right? So BTC is looking pretty strong, right? It was our initial target 5200 to 5200, right, to 5220. So just to say easy number, right, 5200. So that was our target. We hit like 5230, right? So now we're struggling to break 5230. It's almost like 24 hours now. We are still trading at the same area. So if you really take a look at it, right, in the next like couple of hours, BTC most likely going to be red. Like it's going to tell you BTC is minus something, right? So because if we keep trading below 5230, the next couple of hours is going to turn red. So it's not good at all. So because you got to remember the market is 24 hours, not like it is 24 hours. So we got a nice pullback, just like we anticipated from this point, right? 5422 to this area. We got a nice pullback to 0.618, exactly at 0.618, give or take, right? So you can see like BTC is respecting these levels, right? We got a first pullback was just about 382, second pullback just about 50%, and third pullback was just about 0.618, right? So the most you can expect is BTC to drop down to this level. It already pulled back to the previous fib level, right? So it's another retest before another retest of this 5305, right? Give or take 5305 to 5320, right? And then give us a double bottom, double top, right? A possible double bottom. It is very possible because, like I said, our road to 6K gonna be very boring. So you can see how we get a rejection from each level of a fib retracement, right? It is quite amazing, right? Most people are not paying attention. So, but even though I'm extremely bullish, I'm still looking for a possible retest of a lower level of Fibonacci, right? So I talked about it yesterday on my live stream. You can go back and watch that video, right? So I'm looking for a possible retest of 0.618, right? So at the most. So let's take a look at it from this point to that point, right? We already retested 382, right? So you can see BTC on the way up retest 382, right? Retest 50% and retest 0.618, right? On the way down We already retested 382, so I'm looking for a retest of 4670 in that range, but we're gonna have to get a stop from 48. Most people are looking for this 4850, right, which is a 382 also, right? So, and then a possible retest of 4480, right? So in that range, but we're gonna get a bounce, right? And like that, that's just like a something to keep in mind. It is a bearish momentum in case like we get a big sell-off. So I'm trying to keep I'm trying to be very open-minded to this position. So most people are not talking about it. So I haven't seen anybody like talk about this like pull back to a 4500. Everybody's talking about like 6K. So let me take a look at the chart room. BTC is pretty bullish, man. We're gonna take a look at the monthly chart. It is actually extremely bullish, but the short term you have to keep in mind, guys. Hey, what's up, Funks? What's up, Coin Link? Weekly is still bearish. I mean, the weekly, when you want to take a look at the stochastic, I mean, it is completely overbought, right? So, but it was overbought right before the pump, right? So I know that a couple of people like asked me on the chat room, said like the weekly stochastic. Let's just take a look at the weekly stochastic. So let's take a look at the weekly stochastic. Let's just remove everything so that I will remember. Indicator, stock. Let's go to the daily is completely oversold. So most people are going to be basing their judgment based on this, right? So, but the stochastic is very confusing. So for some people, so the weekly is completely overbought, right? The weekly stochastic. So it is extremely high, but it was high right before the pump, right? So it didn't even move at all, right? We didn't see any reaction from the stochastic, right? So just about like the 25th, like we were about to see a crossover. So most people were waiting for a dump. Look at it, man. Some people, I mean, the way the stochastic works is very confusing. So you really take a look at the stochastic just about this area, right? That's a weekly stochastic. So let's go to a bit time because we're gonna get a big history because we talked about it last time. Let's go to the weekly, right? You take a look at the weekly stochastic, right? It is completely overbought, right? And it was overbought before the 1000 pump, right? So we haven't seen any reaction yet. Even after the pump, we still like moving to the downside, right? Let me show you. Let me just zoom it in. Right before the pump, we were about to get a crossover, right? Even after 1000 point, right? We still haven't seen like a push to the upside, right? We already got the crossover, a 15 point to the upside, we still like not even like get a crossover. So I mean, it's been like bearish like since like even before April 1st. After April 1st, we still like it's like 2 weeks, man. We still moving to the downside. So it has a slow reaction. By the time you get the reaction, it'll be like, by the time you get this crossover, it must like be in May. So you gotta keep that in mind. So let's take a look at the monthly. If you take a look at the monthly, it is completely oversold. So you see how this works, right? So you take a look at the monthly, it is completely bullish, right? So that's why I say BTC is it is bullish, man. BTC is extremely bullish in the long term, but you have to take a look at it. You have to take a look at it in the long term, right? Take a look at the monthly and then the weekly. So last time we got a bear market, right? Let me show you what happened last time we got a bear market. Just about this area, right? You got both your weekly, right? Weekly and your monthly, both of them, they were overbought at the same time, right? Let's go back to the monthly, to the weekly. We talked about this last time, right? You see, you got your at the same time, you got your monthly and your weekly overbought at the same time. That's the area I circled, right? So let's go back to the monthly so I can show you. Let me circle a specific time. It is a big circle. Let's make it like this, right? So when you go back to the monthly, to the weekly, sorry, you can see it, right? You see both of your weekly and your monthly was at the same time overbought. That's the type of signal you want to see before a reversal, right? So but we are currently like extremely bullish. Your monthly is oversold, your weekly is overbought, so you want to wait for your monthly is just about this area to get to that area, right? Your monthly stochastic to get this area, so which means like this weekly cannot drop. It has to stay in this range, right? It has to fluctuate in this range and wait for the monthly chart to get here before we're extremely bullish, guys. We're extremely bullish. So but let's go back to the daily at least. The daily chart, we already got a nice crossover, but it doesn't mean like we're gonna be moving to the upside. You gotta remember it has a very slow response. So you know, it has a very slow response, right? So it could be making this way just like that, right? It could stay like here for another week, you know, without like a push to the upside. I think like the RSI has a better response in terms of reactivity. It has a better response than the stochastic RSI. But if you understand how the stochastic works, you can easily like manipulate it and use it. But the response is very slow. So hey, what's up, Strengths? Good to have you. What's up, Humi? Bitcoin Cash. Hey, Hernandez, hello. ¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches, y video. Hey, Chicken Nugget. Yeah, so I think we got enough for the stochastic. It is bullish, like, I mean, it is bullish. If you just want to apply the book and say, oh, a crossover you buy, it is bullish. It is, but I never used the stochastic when we were at the when we were just about like 3800, right? We never used it, right? I never talked about it, right? Let's see, but just about this area we were actually bullish, right? But I didn't use it. I didn't use it. Just about this area also I didn't use it, right? So but on the daily it is extremely bullish. It is showing us like a good sign of reversal. But just because you got a crossover doesn't mean you're going to go far, right? A crossover, pushback, you can see. A crossover, pushback. It doesn't mean you're going to get far. But just to be, apply some cautiousness, to be cautious, let's just wait, right? And see if we're going to get to that 0.786. That's the next target, right? Let's take it back. 4 hour. You see the 4 hour we are extremely bearish, right? So if you just want to apply like crossover from time to time, it is bearish, right? So if the daily I can apply the, if the daily is bullish but the 4 hour is bearish, so how are you going to apply that, right? Your 4 hour is telling you I'm bearish, right? It is most likely going to drag you down, right? If you just want to apply logical, right? Or if you want to be bullish, you say, oh, the 4 hour going to be waiting for the daily, so the 4 hour going to have to return to the top. That's the only thing you can say, because if the 4 hours keep dragging, it means like the daily is already got the crossover, right? It's going to have to drag down. So you have to apply like lower time frame and both and a higher time frame both together at the same time, right? Especially 4 hour, 12 hours and daily, you have to apply them together. So let's go back to the let's forget about the stochastic. Is enough. We got enough of it. So when you go back to the daily, as we just mentioned, most of you guys just got in here, right? So we said like before we move on to Bitcoin Cash, right? We said Bitcoin is respecting these fib levels, right? We got one in here, 382, right? We got another one, just about 50%, right? And then we call this 0.618 on Sunday, right before we push to the upside, right? Because we started to push to the upside on Tuesday, right? So the next target, right, is either to make a double bottom just about this area, or to just push higher at 305, right? Just about 305, right? So because if you apply the let's say, let's put it down, it's 54.22, so just about this area, right? 305, give or take, right? It could be even higher. So yeah, 305. Let's just say 305 to be to get an easy number. right? So that's the next, I mean, that's the most probable, not the most probable, but if like BTC decide to break this 0.618, which I think is not going to break it, even though the stochastic saying so, you know, we're gonna just retest that area. But for the bearish momentum, we just have to come back down to a 382, right? Which is also a 0.618 extension, right? Which is also a 0.618 extension. So let's take this to, so it is moving higher and higher, right? Our initial target was just about the area for BTC to drop. Now it is coming back there. So we could even be looking like a one-to-one extension, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what type of squeeze we're gonna get in this area. Okay, it is gonna be very volatile once we get to this 50 and 100 EMA, right? So yeah, Coinbase. I mean, it doesn't at all, like, you know, XRP added to Coinbase, price still the same. It's quite amazing, right? I really thought like if XRP was added to Coinbase, it's definitely going to be #1, right? But price didn't even jump like 10%, if I remember well. I could be wrong. So keep that in mind, guys. I don't like this U-turn, guys. It is too slow for BTC. If BTC wants to go up, guys, it'll give you this move like 1,000 points to the upside. Yeah, you don't play with BTC. If BTC wants to go up, it'll go up just like that. This angle is too sharp. Like, this angle is too sharp. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I just had to answer the phone, but it is going to be a very short live stream, guys. So, I just wanted to give you a reminder to be extremely careful about the current state of BTC. We could be seeing a lot of volatility, right? Our road to 6K is not going to be very fun. It is going to be very boring. It is going to be very boring. And then look out for this next pullback to let's see. Next pullback to a 50% at least, right? We're already at the 0.6. We already retested 382 almost, right? So, but look out for this high was 54.66, right? So we almost at 382. So look out for the 50%, which is just about what I said on my last live stream, 46.63, right? So if like volatility is very high, right, and then we're gonna get interception from this 50 EMA, a possible push to the upside, retest this 0.618. It is very possible. So before we already start to get seen like some push to the upside. So next level is 305 if BTC decide to get to a next fib level, right, on Binance. So let's go ahead and talk about the XRP very quick. Let's go ahead and talk about the XRP very quick. XRP BTC. XRP is looking great on the 4-hour time frame. We were looking for this push. If you guys remember, right, we already got the divergence, right? Let's add this. The RSI. Relative strengths, right? So we were looking for this push, right? We already got that. We said like we got this divergence on the dating, if you guys remember, right? So you guys remember we got this divergence, and then we were looking for this big push, but it has to come back down, guys. It just have to come back down, and then give us a better divergence, another one, right? So I would be looking for this one. Now I'm not sure how steep or how flat this slope going to be, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, because I'm looking for this this movie. Otherwise it's not gonna look good. Let's say we get straight to this area on the 4-hour, the crash is gonna be quick. So look for this divergence. It's not too you still got chance to buy at lower prices, right? So let's go to the daily time frame. The daily time, the 4-hour chart, right? We already got a rejection from this 50 MA, so that's what we say exactly, right? A retest of this 50 MA, if you guys remember, right? So, and then we said like we're moving below this area of this yellow line is the long-term trend line you're looking at on the daily. That's the same trend line, right? We are moving up below it, right? A retest of it, push to the upside, break it. Now we, with a strong move to the upside, right? Get a rejection from the 50 MA on the 4-hour time frame. So let me take a look at the chart room really quick. Yeah, it had XRP got a nice bump. Yeah. I will. Hey, what's up, Hernandez? I'm gonna take a look at the bump and run pattern. But I haven't seen anybody talking about it, so I might not. I might not seen it yet. So, hey, what's up, David? Just in time. Yep, XRP. Yeah. So we're getting a rejection, like I said, right? I just took a look at XRP. I didn't even take a look at the price as we were talking, right? So, but it seems like we're getting this rejection on 4-hour. Let's wait for a retest for confirmation. Let's see what the daily look like. It is pretty nice on the daily. It is pretty nice, right? But I want to see a big volume, a follow through, right? It is a big rejection. XRP is respecting this trend line. We talked about it last time, right? Since we got this divergence on the daily, remember guys, we've been talking about this divergence like for the longest now, and we said we're looking for this push to the upside, right? It could even go higher, right? This on the daily time frame, but we just have to close just about this area, so the odds are gonna stay just about this area, right? I don't know if you understand what I mean, because if the price drops, right, the odds are gonna be like gonna come back down. I don't know if you understand what I mean or not. So because the odds side is very reactive to the price action. So if XRP drops again, the odds side just gonna drop, right? It's not like the stochastic. Stochastic is very slow, has a very slow response. So, but keep that in mind. But we have to close like just about 64.20, right? In that range we have to close, so this odds side gonna stay flat, I mean very vertical like this, right? So the new day we're gonna get like better momentum, right? Even though if you get like a slight pullback the first hours, like the first 4 hours, a slight pullback, we're still gonna get a chance like for the next like a 16 to 18 hours to challenge this area, right, and break it, right, and a pullback and a push to the upside. But this divergence is pretty nice, guys. It is pretty nice. It is pretty nice, right? That's the same divergence that BTC got like back in December before the push to the upside. But ultimately we're gonna have to get this challenge. You guys just gotta keep that in mind, right? This 50 MA, which is just about like 7,300, right? Just about 7,300. We have to deal with it. It's not gonna be a quick. We're not gonna run up like crush this 50 MA very, very, very easily. So, but this divergence is pretty strong. It is pretty strong, guys. It is pretty strong. And you got one in here, but we pushed to the upside, got a rejection. I talked about this this crossover, right? We got this divergence, price is flat, right? I mean our side is flat, just about this area, relatively, right? Not quite, but if you want to cheat yourself, do that, right? You got this big push to the upside, get a rejection. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. We just don't know how strong and how big the volume going to be. If like let's say we got a big volume, I mean I wouldn't be worried. I'm just gonna get the rejection, wait for 382 pullback, and then take it from there. But we have to get a big reaction. Hey, what's up, Lion? Eater. Hey, what's up, Johnny Bull in the house? Zcash is pumping. Zcash, guys, I was about to go. You guys gonna tell me all this coin I like. Zcash, DEC. Oh. Yeah, it must be pumping on the it must be pumping on the lower time frame because the volume is very low. It's the daily. Yeah, Zcash, we wanted Zcash to, I left this area just about here. We wanted Zcash to retest this area of April 1st, because most people, I mean, not most people, most crypto are not retesting this area of April 1st. So let's see. Okay, it has a big move. It is not expected. Let's take a look at the hourly. It just started. It's too aggressive. It has to cool down. It is too aggressive, but it gave us a nice divergence, guys. So on the hourly time frame, but I don't take a look at Zcash on the hourly time frame that much. So you could expect it. I mean, you could expect it if you day trading. So you already got your divergence, right? Right, a push, a retest, and a pump, rejection from 50 and 100. So, but this move is very aggressive, so it's not gonna be sustainable, right? BCH, ABC. Okay, guys, there's ABC, BCH, ABC. BCH, ABC, as we said, let's see. Let's go to the daily time frame. You want it versus BTC, or yeah, we're looking for a support just about this area. We already got this lower highs, and we're heading just about this area of 50 EMA. So a possible pullback from BCH SB, because we already got our pullback to almost like 50%, right? Let's double check. Let's say we get it from this pump. Yeah, we already got a 50% pullback, a retest of this, trying to retest this area. So that's almost like a 786, a 50% pullback, 786, pullback, also retracing back to the top. Now we're pulling back. So let's just wait and see, like, if we're gonna get a support from this area of 50 EMA, right? So at least on a 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily, it is pretty much similar to BTC. The only difference is that it retraced to up to 0.786. BTC is just about 0.618. The R side is facing down. No sign of a reversal, right, at all from the R side, right? So a nice double bottom about 50 EMA. I mean, not 50 EMA, 50% pullback, right? So the next area of support has to be this area, 0.618. Hopefully the 50 EMA gonna reject it, and then we're gonna move forward, right? So the trend line is looking nice. I mean, it has been respecting this trend line. So we're just gonna wait for reaction from this trend line also, because this drop not gonna be vertical. So we're gonna get some reaction from this trend line, right? A rejection, a possible break, and then come through. So we could be getting that. So, but it is a double top. It is a double top, right? It is a double top. Hey, what's up, Sam? WANCHAIN and ICX, right? Yeah, we're gonna take a look at BitShare, BTC, because WANCHAIN we said like it's gonna go below, right? We're still looking for this ICX. We're still looking for, but be careful, right? We're still looking for this 0.786 pullback. No reaction from the this area of our side. Some of these coins, they just easy to do TA, right? The only thing you can expect from ICX is just to all of a sudden give you this move, just like the coin we just took a look at, right? Zcash. But on the daily time frame, I don't see ICX doing that. No divergence, no sign of divergence at all, right? It could look just like this, right? You have to wait. ICX is not a coin that make like a sudden reversal on the daily. So let's go to the lower time frame, 4 hour. We got a divergence on the 4-hour time frame, right? A retest also. That's a good sign, at least, right? But you're hoping like the slope on the R side, right? You hope like the slope on the R side can be flattened a little bit instead of this aggressive move, right? So it'll give us a better momentum, right? So let's go back. Yeah, we already got this divergence, a double bottom on the price. You know, like if like we don't get this, it is showing some sign of reversal, but if like we don't reverse, we just have to get this, you know, drop to this area of you know, 0.786, right? But a big rejection, just like gas did yesterday in the hourly, in the hourly time frame, we could also get that type of move just to get this, you know, challenge this 50 EMA before we get back to that area. So a challenge of it could be, let's see, it's like 6% move to the upside, just a small pump, a big wick, all right, just like that, a big wick, just like that, and it's gonna get like a big rejection. That's very possible, but we just have to. I wouldn't be in rush to get to this like 786, right? Especially you say like BTC gonna retrace very soon, right? So I wouldn't be in rush. Let's take a look at WANCHAIN. WANCHAIN, we're still looking for this retest of this area, but it is extremely bullish, right? Price is not it is starting to look bullish, right? This is a pattern. Like we say, we're gonna get rejection from this 50 EMA. We keep getting rejection, right? So we keep getting rejection because we got this 3 up 3 down. We were looking for this retest. It didn't want to retest it. It is a challenge in this area of 50 EMA. So I would be waiting for WANCHAIN to get a clear close above this area of 50 EMA before I, you know, at least try to be in hurry. It is looking bullish though. It is looking bullish. It is looking bullish, but a better divergence, right, would give you like a confirmation, right? A retest, you got one in here, right? And then you got another one. It is looking bullish. Look at this vertical move, right? It's looking bullish, but I wait for a retest and a close above this area of 50 EMA, right? Because we just about this area, right? Just about this area. The rejection, that's a second rejection. So let's say WANCHAIN is able to close, get a clean cut just about this area, right? A clean close just about this area with no difficulty. Then you say, oh, it's time to enter, right? And then you wait for, you know, I don't know if you're day trading or you're swing trading, but you know, you're also gonna get a challenge from the 50 EMA. Most likely we're gonna break this 50 EMA, a nice cut right through it, just like that. It is gonna challenge just by this area with a rejection. Right, let's say we're going to the upside, right? That's the upside move. It's not gonna close like with a big bullish candle. That candle is going to be rejected for a follow through, right? So, but we already got this 3 up, but we didn't get the 3 down. I mean, we got the 3 down. It's just the way I draw this this pattern. But you got 3. It just didn't retest the low. Now it is, you know, getting a challenge. Hopefully it will fill by the end of the month. Hey, what's up, Ash? BitShare. Okay, that's great. Great monthly trading. That's good. Yeah, hey, what's up, Johnny Bull? Yeah, the 4-hour divergence on XRP. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at BitShare, and then I'm gonna see. Hey, what's up, Lane? Ether USDT. Ether USDT started to reverse. I usually don't cover Ether USDT, right? But Ethereum next target is just about this area of 152. We said a long time ago, right? So said a long time ago. Bitcoin is attempting to make this double top, right? So you got your push to the downside, looking for this move and that move, this 3 wave to the downside, right? So hopefully we're gonna get some rejection from 152. Especially if BTC decides to give you a pullback, right? Most likely Ether is pretty bullish though. It is on the daily, it is giving you some bullishness, but a 3 down is more probable than a 1 and up, a reverse. It could reverse like the 382 from this area, just like BTC, right? It's already at 380. It could attempt to get like the 0.618, which is just 175, right? 175. But a complete pullback, an ABC correction is more. It is more safe. It is safer to get your ABC correction, right? So no divergence. Our side is just going down, right? We're about to get to an area of support, just about this area, right? You can say just about this area. So most likely we're going to get to 152 to 155 in that range by the time we get to that area, right? You're talking about the 50 EMA crossover. If you're talking about the 50 EMA crossover, let's go to ET. THBTC. Yeah, you see on ETH-BTC, that's a pattern we got, right? We say ETH is coming back down just about like 0.0297, right? Before a reversal. We already got this bearish crossover on here. It is quite amazing. We got a bearish crossover versus BTC, and then we got a bullish crossover versus the dollar. So you gotta keep that in mind, right? And we don't have any divergence. We're looking for this divergence. Look just like what we look for. What we are looking for XRP, right? Look for this divergence, right? And this divergence like that, right? Price gonna come back down here. That's what we've been looking for, like the last last week or so, right? Since let's say since like the last 5 days, right? We've been talking about this Ethereum coming back down to this area. So the last 5-6 days. So most likely this divergence is gonna give you some sort of reaction, right, for an upward movement. So I hope that's a crossover you're talking about. But on the USD pairing, it is pretty bullish for that divergence. But a retest of that 150 to 155 is more probable, right? It is just better to wait for that. It's not a financial advice, it is just we're just analyzing. If we get a bad news from Ethereum, all of this will just like mean nothing, right? Because you could get like let's say we say Ethereum going to be delisted from Binance. It's going to look like a Bitcoin SV chart. So DNT, I covered DNT, right? I covered DNT the other day before that 30% move to the upside. So I don't know if you asked about it, but I was pretty bullish on DNT because it gave us like a nice divergence, right? So on the daily, you see, that's what we talked about. We got this divergence. It actually surprised us, right? We say it's gonna come back. We were looking for a divergence actually, right? So we talked about it a couple of days ago. It pushed it upside. We say it's gonna come back and retest it, and it is coming back to retest it, right? It was actually like after that 30% move to the upside, we got a rejection. But we started talking about DNT, like about this divergence, like right before 2 days before this pump, right? Or 3 days, something like that. But we've been talking about DNT because I have DNT on my favorite coin to be watching. Those 40 coins I'll be watching. DNT is one of them. So yeah, it's beautiful. It must be talking about the 4 hour. Yeah. We should see like some reaction from DNT very shortly. It seems like it is at let's see, 0.786. So let's just get a pullback. It is exactly at 0.786. So we should see like some reaction, at least on the lower time frame. A retest of this area of a 10% push to the upside. A retest of the previous fib level, right? Because we didn't get any support from 0.681. Most people are gonna be shorting it. I mean, not shorting but selling at 0.618, because most people most likely bought at 0.618. Price just didn't even stop, right? And came straight to 0.786 on the lower time frame. So you would be anticipating like big rejection. Most people are going to be taking back their money and waiting for a lower price. So, but we're just going to leave it like this, and now wait and see, right? Let's see, we got this and got that, right? So, but hopefully we remember a big move to the upside, a rejection, and come back down. Hey, what's up, Jackson? VChain. Hey guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. It's gonna be a very short live stream. I have to go pick up someone, so, and then I'm gonna be live in the next 12 hours. So for Sunny, I haven't seen Sunny today, so Sunny must be sleeping. All right, guys, it was nice having you, and then happy trading, and then hopefully XRP gonna give us a big pump very shortly, right? Thank you, man.